In the quiet streets of a bustling city, a heartbreaking discovery was made. A tiny puppy lay motionless by the side of the road, his frail body trembling from pain and exhaustion. It was evident that he hadn't eaten or drunk water for days. His once soft and lively eyes now held a shadow of despair, his tiny frame riddled with signs of neglect and abuse. A concerned passerby noticed the puppy and immediately sprang into action. The sight was gut-wrenching. The puppy's neck was swollen with a painful abscess, a clear indication of a severe blow he had suffered. His face bore the reflection of his agony, and his tiny whimpers echoed the pain and fear he'd endured for far too long. But this moment marked the beginning of his transformation. The kind-hearted individual carefully wrapped the puppy in a blanket and rushed him to the nearest veterinary clinic. Every second counted, as the little one's condition was critical. Upon arrival, the veterinarians wasted no time. They assessed the puppy and confirmed that the abscess on his neck was indeed caused by a traumatic injury. The swelling and infection were severe, and it was clear he had endured immense suffering. The team began immediate treatment, cleaning the abscess and administering antibiotics to combat the infection. They provided IV fluids to rehydrate his weakened body and pain relief to ease his discomfort. Despite the dire situation, the vets were determined to give this puppy a fighting chance. Over the following days, the clinic became the puppy's safe haven. At first, he was too weak to move much, and his appetite was non-existent. But under the loving care of the veterinarians, he slowly began to show signs of improvement. Each day brought small victories. His eyes, once clouded with fear and pain, started to shine with a glimmer of trust. He began eating small meals, gaining strength little by little. The infection in his neck subsided, and the swelling reduced. As his physical wounds healed, his emotional scars also started to fade. The warmth and kindness of the clinic staff reassured him that not all humans were cruel. His transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Within weeks, the once fragile and broken puppy was now wagging his tail and taking cautious steps around the clinic. His playful spirit, buried under layers of pain and fear, began to emerge. The staff marveled at his resilience and determination to live. As he continued to heal, the clinic shared his story on social media, seeking a forever home for this brave little survivor. The response was overwhelming. People from all over were moved by his journey and expressed their desire to help. Among them was a young couple who had recently lost their senior dog and were looking to welcome a new member into their family. The couple visited the clinic to meet the puppy. The moment they saw him, it was love at first sight. Hope, sensing their gentle and loving nature, approached them with cautious curiosity. He sniffed their hands and, after a moment of hesitation, rested his head on their laps. It was as if he knew he had found his family. The adoption process was swift, and the couple prepared their home for his arrival. On the day he left the clinic, the staff gathered to bid him farewell. Tears of joy and pride filled their eyes as they watched the once broken puppy step into a new chapter of his life. In his new home, the puppy thrived. His adoptive parents showered him with love and care, ensuring he never felt pain or fear again. They shared updates with the clinic, showing a happy and healthy puppy exploring his backyard, playing with his toys, and cuddling with his new family. His story is a testament to the power of compassion and resilience. From the streets to a loving home, his journey inspires us all to act when we see an animal in need. Every life matters, and with kindness and determination, even the most broken can heal and thrive. Sometimes, life reminds us of its fragility in the most profound ways. Stories like this one bring us face to face with the harsh realities many voiceless souls endure every day. A small, helpless puppy lying on the street, unable to eat or drink for days, paints a picture of pain and despair that no being should ever experience. And yet, in this darkness, there is always a glimmer of hope, a reminder of humanity's potential for compassion and the resilience of those who fight to survive against all odds. Reflecting on this journey, it's impossible not to marvel at the strength of the puppy's spirit. Despite the cruelty inflicted on him, he held on. That simple act of survival, of clinging to life despite insurmountable odds, speaks volumes about the will to live. It reminds us that even when we feel utterly powerless, there is still a reason to fight for another moment, another chance. The people who stepped in to rescue him deserve our admiration. It's easy to walk past suffering, convincing ourselves that someone else will help, or that the problem is too big for us to solve. But they didn't. They acted with urgency, driven by a belief that every life matters. Their willingness to stop and intervene transformed what could have been a tragic end into a story of healing and hope. It's this kind of action that restores faith in humanity, showing that even amidst widespread indifference, there are those who refuse to turn a blind eye. The veterinary team, too, played a crucial role in this transformation. They faced a situation that was not only medically challenging, but also emotionally draining. It's one thing to treat a wound, it's another to heal a soul battered by pain and fear. Yet, they did both. Their dedication exemplifies the best of what it means to care, not just for animals, but for life itself. Their efforts remind us that healing isn't just about medicine, it's about compassion, patience, and belief in the possibility of recovery. This story also brings to light the importance of adoption. Too often, people overlook rescue animals, believing them to be damaged or too much work. Yet these animals, like the puppy, have so much love to give. His transformation from a terrified, injured soul to a thriving, happy companion is a testament to what can happen when we give a second chance. Adopting a rescue isn't just about saving a life. It's about gaining a bond forged through gratitude and mutual trust, a relationship unlike any other. But beyond the individual acts of kindness and the heartwarming outcome, this story serves as a stark reminder of the systemic issues that allow such suffering to persist. Why was this puppy on the street in the first place? Why had no one stepped in sooner? These questions highlight the need for greater awareness, education, and resources to address the root causes of animal neglect and abuse. It's not enough to rescue one life if countless others remain in peril. As a society, we must do better, advocating for stronger protections, supporting shelters and rescues, and fostering a culture of empathy toward all living beings. Perhaps the most striking lesson from this journey is the interconnectedness of pain and healing. The puppy's recovery was not a solitary effort. It required the collective action of many individuals, each contributing in their own way. From the passerby who rescued him to the veterinarians who treated him, and finally to the family who adopted him, every step of the way was marked by collaboration and care. It's a powerful reminder that when we come together, we can achieve the extraordinary. Finally, this story challenges us to reflect on our own lives and choices. How often do we pass by someone or something in need without acting? How often do we tell ourselves that one small action won't make a difference? The truth is, it does. It might not change the world, but it can change a world. For this puppy, one person's decision to stop and help was the difference between life and death. And isn't that worth everything? Today, this puppy is a symbol of what can happen when people come together to make a difference. His story reminds us that every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the potential to change a life forever. In closing, the journey of this puppy is more than just a story of survival. It's a call to action. It's a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, there is hope. That kindness and compassion can heal even the deepest wounds. And that every life, no matter how small or broken, has value. Let this story inspire us to be better, to act when we see suffering, to speak up for those who cannot, and to believe in the power of love and second chances. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving us a like, tell us what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.